Welcome to TriggerTalk, your place for everything first-person shooters like Battlefield, Call of Duty, and so much more. I'm your host, Sage SammyBoiii, and as always, I'm joined by SammyBoiii. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Ready to hop in and talk some Battlefield 6. In this episode, we're going to be talking about REDSEC, the Battle Royale in Battlefield 6, Redacted Sector, or REDSEC. So let's jump in. I haven't gotten to play enough to win, but I have played a few times in REDSEC. I know you got the winner chicken dinner, so I want to talk about that ultimately. But first impressions, what do you think? What are you thinking of Battlefield Redacted Sector or REDSEC?
I'm really liking it so far. It's very like unique as a battle royale in that it feels. I honestly was just expecting it to be like Warzone, but Battlefield. Mm-hmm. But it feels very different. It feels
It feels
bit more
kind of like PUBG.
Slow. Yeah. Oh, dude, you've actually just read my mind because the comparison I've been making is this is PUBG meets Apex with Battlefield DNA.
Yeah.
It is literally just exactly those two games. There's so much Apex in it. Not obviously like the gameplay itself, but just like the looting, the like
just
weapon
something
upgrade
about
sort of
it that
system.
Feels a little bit.
Yeah.
Janky is a bad word for it.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
A little janky.
Just like slightly rough around the edges, like Apex. That's why I never really fully got into Apex because it did feel. I mean, to be fair, I'd come from like playing PUBG as my last BR at that point, and that is janky. We're talking, we're talking.
It's
janky.
probably the jankiest.
Yeah, but yeah, I know what you mean. It's a bit, clunky, janky, rough around the edges. I'm not sure the best word for it, but I know what you mean. But not necessarily in a bad. It's not like a super bad thing. It just feels like it's its own DNA. I don't know, because like I don't think of Apex as like a, it's not my favorite BR, but I don't think of it as a bad game or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, weirdly in this, even though I just said I never really got into that, I think maybe that mix of like a PUBG feeling, as well as obviously it's just Battlefield gameplay. So like the gameplay side of it itself is obviously good because we know that the actual multiplayer is good. But it's just it's a nice mix of. It's a bit slower, which I don't. Mm-hmm. I do like fast-paced BRs, but I think after years of Warzone, where like that isn't really the typical BR. I go hunting for like I'm in that and I'm trying to get kills.
Yeah,
like it's like multiplayer, which you shouldn't really. Unless you're like a top tier player, that shouldn't really be the case. I'm not that good to be able to do that, but in Warzone I can. Like I can just run around.
Battle royales have changed, where like historically that's kind of how it started. Was like we don't do the hunting or anything like that. It's very much like
it was straight,
let's just survive.
Yeah.
And then with Warzone and it upping the speed, and then Apex also, I think, is another game that kind of prioritizes that a little bit of the hunt. Like if you get good, it like the whole battle royale format kind of prioritizes ultimately evolving into that space. But then you have like PUBG. PUBG didn't necessarily get to that point. Like even now, like high competitive areas, it's very much like survive, get to the middle, and then that's when you start hunting. Like you wait for the map to get a little bit smaller. And maybe it's because like Battlefield has this map feels big, but it doesn't feel massive, and it feels very segmented in a way. Like it feels like each individual part seems to have its own kind of like flavor to it, and maybe that's kind of what I'm noticing as well with this kind of flow of the gameplay.
Yeah, I feel the same. It's not say like looking at Verdansk in Warzone, that very much feel the whole map is like one place and it's just got different points of interest, whereas this does feel, I mean, it ultimately it kind of feels like that California vibe. It's like nice and sunny and everything, but there are places where it's like, and I get, to be fair, this is how California is, but there are places where it's like more desert area. There's places where it's like the golf course and it's really nice and lush. And obviously in California, that is a lot of what that place is like, but it's obviously a lot more spread out. Whereas in this, it's like, you'll be in like a really grassy area, then like it feels like 100 meters away there's just a desert. So it does feel a little bit segmented, which I think it's hard to tell so early if I like that or dislike that so far. It could end up being something I don't like. It could end up being something that I do like. So time will really tell with that. But yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, it feels, obviously, a lot of it too could be just not getting used to the maps yet. And once we get to the maps, we kind of get like a little bit more of a familiar vibe. But overall, like, I think it's a good entry to it. Before we get into kind of like the general reaction to it, how does it feel to win? How does it feel like long game? Because both of my games I made to 15th and 14th place. So like not super far in. I was playing differently. I've been trying to play support a little bit more, and I'm not good.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because like the first win in any battle royale is exhilarating because it's like you don't know how hard it is straight away. So it's kind of like I'm treating this like it's the hardest game I'll ever play. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
every time because you don't know like, oh, the ring's gonna kill you and it's gonna kill you instantly, and like not really that like intense, but
yeah. So it felt really good getting the first win, but how that will feel, I've seen a lot of complaints actually about the actual like, I don't know how to describe it, but like the win loop. Like, how does it feel to win a game, and does it make you go, oh, I need to get back in and play another one? That, you know, that may after a month get kind of boring. I will say it's a little bit anticlimactic in terms of the sort of end screen. Like when you win, it's just kind of abruptly ended. And I was like,
I've heard this a lot, and like, obviously I haven't experienced that, but I did look videos because I was like, let me see kind of like what people are talking about. Yeah, it's like it doesn't reward you for winning at all. Like it doesn't feel like a fun thing to experience like you think it should, really.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, like, the weird thing is I can't put a finger on what feels a bit wrong about it. I think a lot of that is just straight up like UI and the audio cues and all those. Like, if you just get a win and it's got this heavy like bass drop, that's gonna feel cool. You know what I mean? Like little things like that, which I'm nitpicking.
It's the full experience, but like it means something.
Yeah, there's like that's something that I think Warzone did so well is just the feeling of even just like looting, like opening a chest in, you know, early Warzone. It just feels nice. It's like addicting. I don't know how to explain it. And so those are kind of my only real issues with it so far, is just those little things, which obviously that's like, if that's our biggest issue, like I'm so happy with that. But I will definitely agree with what a lot of the people I've seen out there have said, where it's I wouldn't say anticlimactic, but I've only had one win. I can imagine if I got on today and had like 10 in a row, I'd probably, after the 10th one, I'm kind of be like, all right, this is not as exciting. Do you know what I mean? But again, that's something that it's hard with BRs. Like, you can judge a multiplayer after like one session to an extent. I feel like I can't judge a BR until I've had like actually 10 wins. It's really hard to judge how they play because they're, you know, every map's different. I haven't gone to all the areas on the map yet. I haven't landed in every spot. I haven't had a close loss. And how does that feel? Is that really frustrating? Is it fun? You know what I mean? So it's probably going to take like a month to know if it's actually really good or not. But early impressions, I'm really liking it. There's nothing that stood out as like, oh man, this might ruin it for me or anything like that.
Yeah. So I'm going to bring this context to it. I play mostly off headset solo. A lot of the friends that I have don't necessarily play shooters, or if they do, it's not Battlefield. I'll reach out to a few of them and see if I can get some games going. But the typical experience that I have, and I played Apex this way, I played Battlefront this way, I played PUBG this way. I typically will play solo, and I will play the full experience that way, even in squads, even in solos, even in duos, all of that stuff. I will say the experience as a solo player is not as robust as other options. This 100% feels like you need to have a squad, you all need to be mic'd up, and that's not necessarily the experience that I always want to have with my online gaming.
No, I feel that, yeah.
It's a little bit different. I watched some streams of people playing it in a squad, and it looked really fun. Like, it looks like this was the experience that they intended it to be played as. But it is different. It's different than I'm typically used to, because I feel like I've been catered to a lot of the times with the solo experience being as robust as the multiplayer experience is.
Yeah. I'm much in the same boat. I do often play with friends, but like my general playtime, even like on Warzone, for example, like I've probably got around 2,000 hours on Warzone, and I would imagine at least half of them are playing solo. Like, I'm generally a solo player too. That's just how I always am. It's the same with just core Battlefield. I don't really squad up that often. I've been trying to a little bit more, because it's just like being with all the, the LA trip and stuff, and I've made some new friends in the community. It's kind of like I didn't have that in 2042, so I should try and squad up with the boys more often and stuff. But I'm generally it's just a bit easier. You don't have to plan like, all right, let's get on at this time. I can just jump on and play. I don't have
schedules.
To, worry about
the one friend that just never says they're almost online and then never shows up.
Yeah, that's one of the guys I play Warzone with. How I was telling you, like, we play every Wednesday. He's better now, but like there was a period there where he'd be like, yeah, I'll be on in 20 minutes, and it'll be like 2 hours later, and I'm like, brother, like, what are you doing? Now it's just a running, like, he's kind of just like not like that anymore, but man, it's just a running joke for the longest time. Like, we would say, I'm going to get on now, and I would fully know I wouldn't be on for like, I don't know, an hour and a half, because I thought then it will line up well. He'll get on, and I will have just got on.
Yeah, the friend that like you invite to the party like 2 hours earlier than anyone else.
Yeah. For context, this dude like was nearly late. We were nearly late to his own Bucks party, because we went with him, and we had to buy a new suit on the day we were going to the races, and we had to buy him a new suit that morning, and we literally rocked up to his own Bucks party late, and we were like, because we obviously organized it as the, being involved in the wedding, and we were like, sorry everyone, you surely knew this was going to happen though, because this is what he's like. So that's
late to his own wedding.
Yeah. It was crazy.
That's so funny. Generally though, like you've played almost every battle royale under sun at this point. Like, how do you feel it stacks up?
Oh, that's a good question. I haven't really thought of it like that. I think it's got potential to have legs. Like, I think it could, if they can just do some tidying up, and if they keep supporting it and stuff, I think I'll be playing this in a year probably still, if not more. Man, it's probably early to tell. I would say like first impressions, it maybe won't reach the level that peak Warzone did early, but that's also a hard, COVID just like made that, you know what I mean? Like being on lockdown with the boys playing Warzone, like that isn't, I'm sure if we got put in a lockdown right now and this was what we were playing, I'm sure it would have the same effect. So it's kind of an unfair comparison. But yeah, I think it stacks up. I think there's been some BRs that launch and it's kind of like immediately it's probably not on that same level as the others. I think this can be. I think it has, like I said, a couple of things they need to just like. It's just like tidying it up. I think some of the UI is a bit weird. The ping system's not great, I think.
Which is so funny because like another EA studio of Respawn and Apex Legends did that perfectly. Like they made the ping system. Like, why don't you just call them up and be like, "Yo, bro, let me send you an email or Microsoft Teams message."
Exactly, and like because I'm have to assume Vince has had a pretty big say in this. Mm-hmm. And so he obviously had a big part in Apex as well. So, yeah, those are the things where I'm like, I wonder, because this is earlier than I thought, honestly. I thought this was launching like early next year. I had no... People were saying like it's getting leaked, it's been leaked that they're going to drop it Season 1. And especially after I had played Season 1 early, I was like, for example, I was talking to Mark and he was sort of saying like, oh, it looks like it's going to drop soon. And I was like, I don't think it is. Like, this is like 2 weeks ago. I was saying I'm pretty sure it's not launching. Yeah. But here we are and it's out. So maybe it's just like slightly unfinished. They may have, I do think because of timing, they've probably gone, all right, let's just get it out because Arc Raiders has dropped within the last 24 hours. Yeah. That's coming out. There's like Black Ops 7's coming out, which will have changes to Warzone. So like, I do kind of get it. They want to go, all right, the game's launched well. There's a lot of hype. Let's drop the BR and just like maximize that. Get people maybe addicted to it so that the other ones come out and it doesn't really change their opinion. So I kind of get that. I also look at it the other way and think, let Black Ops come out. Let Arc Raiders come out and in 6 months drop the BR and be like, remember us? We've just launched a sick game and now, well, here's a free BR. I thought that would have been, I think March next year would have been perfect. That was the expectation that
I had is like, okay, this is going to be, let's finish off the season that we had with a big bang kind of thing. But I guess it makes sense because if you're trying to get people to take advantage of the new season, having a free battle royale, because again, this is free to play, which is, again, good move. Crazy considering their kind of history here. I guess it does make sense of like, okay, we're 18 days after the release of the game. We want to get people playing more. We want to get that experience going. I guess a good way to get them in the door is a battle royale, right?
Yeah, it makes sense both ways. I think. I can see both sides of it. Realistically, it's kind of like one of those things. In a year, maybe we'll be able to tell which would have been better. But yeah, I think that's maybe why it feels just slightly undercooked because I think they probably, unlike the multiplayer where I don't think they've rushed that. I think they really did take their time with it. Yeah. This maybe feels not super rushed. It's not like it's fully like. I'm probably making it sound like 2042. Yeah, it's just more like the little polishing that maybe would have taken it from. I don't know. If I had to give it a score right now, I'd probably say it's maybe around an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Whereas that little bit of extra polish could have had it as an 8.5, if not even maybe a 9 on launch. You know what I mean? So, but again, they're fine margins. It's not like it ruined. Like 8 out of 10 is still very good for them.
That's really good.
I would consider this their first proper BR because Firestorm, it just never landed. It's just the same as like I wouldn't if they did an extraction shooter in the next one. I wouldn't be like, oh, this is their second one because like Hazard Zone just it doesn't exist to me. So yeah,
what are you talking about, man?
Pretty well.
Hazard Zone was real. I can't stand for this Hazard Zone erasure.
Such a fever dream. Like I can't believe because I've been playing Arc Raiders. I was literally playing this morning, and I'm like, mate, there was a Battlefield version of this at one point. Like, it's crazy. I can't actually believe that's a thing. I've just erased it from my memory.
That's fair. So did DICE.
Yeah. 6 months in, pretty much.
Yeah. I do want to ask you, so it's not just, so we've got the duos, we got the quads, and then we also have Gauntlet. What do you think of Gauntlet? Because I've heard it described as kind of like Hazard Zone. I've played a couple games of it.
Interesting.
Not a terrible comparison.
That's interesting. I saw it as like a potential. It kind of, at least just looking at the way they explained it, it looks a bit like the finals to me, the tournament style sort of thing to it. But obviously, like gameplay wise, not so much. But
it's pretty fun.
That's interesting.
I've
heard very good things
surprised. I didn't know, like on the description of it, I was like, oh, this doesn't sound that interesting. But it goes through different levels and layers, and you go to different parts of the map. You have different quests basically that you have to go on. So like overall, I'm enjoying it. Like I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I have been. Honestly, it's more conducive to it, like a solo player kind of experience too.
Okay, I might have to give it a try. I was meaning to play it anyway because I've heard a lot of people saying like the BR is really fun, but like don't sleep on Gauntlet. It's actually really fun. So I was definitely going to try it eventually, but I might have to jump on today and see how it plays.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. It's been a fun time so far. Like those are the main pieces of it. Now I want to talk about like the reaction. I've seen polarized reactions.
Yeah.
To put it lightly. It's interesting kind of the social landscape that we are with a lot of like video games as a whole. I think no matter what is going to happen, this is kind of the reaction that is to be expected. I don't know. Like there's just a level of vitriol that I haven't seen in Battlefield before, which is quite interesting. I got told to kill myself on Battlefield, and I've played a year of Black Ops 6 and never had that happen to me.
What the hell?
Yeah. And I was playing
find it
like
so astonishing when people get that. Like it's not that deep, bro. It's a
PC
game.
player as well. Cause like,
yeah, typical.
I was playing Strike Point. Never played Strike Point before. I was like, okay, let me try out the new experience here. It never happened in the history of playing Battlefield. And
that is mad.
I got really into Call of Duty, and that never happened to me either. So, like, it's changing a little bit. And I think it's because they've finally released a more like broadly, like people that aren't into Battlefield can now enjoy this Battlefield. And that just offers a little bit different of a flavor than we typically have. Like 2042, if you're playing 2042, like you play Battlefield. Like
yeah, exactly.
You don't game hop like a lot of people do of like, okay, I'm going to play this and I'm just going to kind of refine my skill set of an FPS gamer rather than being this person and I'm only going to play this way, and anyone who doesn't play this way is less than me, I guess. But like I find it interesting the reaction from Battle Royale players, because I've been seeing a lot of Battle Royale streamers not necessarily vibing with it.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, that is the exact reaction I was expecting. I just kind of what I said about Warzone. It's become like this. It's not a typical BR anymore. It's lost what a Battle Royale is.
It's now,
and that's not a bad
Warzone.
thing. It's its own. Yeah, it's its own thing, and I think that's fine. But
now it's kind of the metric that a lot of people compare things to.
Yeah. Exactly. And so I kind of could tell. I didn't think, just because the way that like COD is very fluid, not that Battlefield gameplay isn't fluid as well, but like I just kind of thought, okay, COD is so good at like you know sprinting around, almost like the brain rot gameplay. You just run around like crazy shooting people, right? And
stuff is
I just
always
kind of
happening.
Thought, so I thought Battlefield BR probably won't be that, because Battlefield isn't that. Yeah. Or I guess this one is more of that than we've seen in a while, but it's still not. It's still a bit more tactical. It's still a bit slightly slower and stuff. And so I kind of had a feeling this would be a little bit more slow and tactical. And I knew that a lot of the Warzone creators, I think it's like specifically Warzone creators, I haven't really seen too many, like Fortnite guys and stuff saying that they don't like it. And even then that's
Fortnite
also fair
players
because
are
that's
kind
such
of
a different
open though, like more than other kind of streamers or game players are.
Yeah, and I think also that would be a kind of more understandable thing because it's like, I don't like this because it's not like Fortnite. And I'd be like, yeah, that's fine because that is such a different, it's a third person like cartoony game.
Fortnite's its own like genre now.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I'm not really shocked. This is kind of what I expected. There are a bunch of creators that I was kind of looking out for their opinion because I know that
Westy was the one that I was most
wanting
to hear their reaction of.
Yeah, a lot of guys who either played Battlefield back in the day and then kind of moved to Warzone and stuff like that, or there's even some who, I don't know if you've heard of Iceman Isaac, but he's a big Warzone guy as well, but he's like a level head. He's not like I don't know, he's just not quite the same as the rest, where he just feels a bit more level-headed with his opinions, and he was one that I was like, I want to know what he thinks of it. And all those guys, all the people that I kind of wanted to hear their opinion have mostly had the same sort of opinion as me, where it's like, yeah, it's a bit different for sure. It's not maybe what I was expecting, but I still really like it, and I think it's got potential and stuff like that. So I'm not really paying too much attention to the people who are like, oh, bro, this sucks, I'm going back to Warzone, because it's like, that's fine, because not everyone has to like it, but Warzone is for you if that's your take on it. Do you know what I mean? For me, I'm kind of excited by this completely different style because I've gotten so used to playing Warzone that I'm actually really excited to have that learning curve, and I feel like I suck at it right now because I'm playing too aggressively. I'm running around like I'm playing Warzone, and I kind of enjoy that. Like, I have to actually change the way that I'm playing and stuff, because that's, to me, that's what a BR is. It's meant to be brutal. It's meant to make you be uncomfortable. That's kind of the whole fun of it, because then you find yourself in those situations where it's, you're sweating and you're like, oh, I don't know what's I don't know what's going on here, and like, that's part of the fun of a battle royale to me, is the intensity and the just being nervous the whole time. I think that's the best part of it. So yeah, I don't think it's an issue that it's different from Warzone, because I don't think it needs to like kill Warzone. Do you know what I mean? I think they can both coexist.
That's the problem with a lot of like video games right now, is like there needs to be a winner. Like there needs to be, this is the COD killer, or this is the Fortnite killer, or this is the Battlefield killer, or like it's always in that kind of mindset of things happening. And I don't think that's conducive to like the realistic experience. It's conducive to like views and making content and like this social media kind of perspective. But I don't think like if you ask the general person of like, oh, hey, did you hear about the new Battlefield Battle Royale? And they're like, oh, interesting. They aren't like, no, I'm never going to play that before unless it's a Warzone killer. It's like, no, that's not the experience that most people have. So I think it's interesting seeing a lot of the like standard streamers showcase and say, hey, actually, we're in a good space, and if they fix these issues, we can start giving that feedback. And I saw like the battle royale, the anti-battle royale kind of feedback, and the negativity and the vitriol in the Battlefield community right now, I think is also equally geared towards just the live service experience as well. It is also like, okay, Battlefield and the Battle Royale is also looped into the loot box experience, which is also looped into kind of like I don't know, like an awareness, I think, of how we've been taken advantage of by certain video games in the recent history of like just being very extractive.
Yeah.
So I think that's interesting.
I think that whole argument, I've seen so many people being like, oh, this is ruining the game. And like, that argument to me is insane. Like, if you don't like the BR, that is fine, by the way. I'm not being like,
Yeah, yeah, it's fine not to be interested in VR,
fine.
but like, it's not the sign of the end times.
Simply do not play it. Like, to me, I will agree. Like, if let's just say it was super successful, it became like the next Fortnite, and they just like it changed Battlefield forever, right? It's sort of how COD has had it happen too, where I think COD's kind of permanently changed now because of Warzone.
Oh yeah,
and if that happened to Battlefield, then I'd be like, okay, now I do kind of understand people's frustrations because we don't want to lose the core DNA of the game that we love, and that argument I get.
Oh yeah,
but the argument of like
completely understandable concern.
Yeah, but also this game doesn't need a BR. Like, don't play it. Like, it's not. It's just the same as like I don't. You know, you've said you like the small modes, and I don't really like the small modes. I'm not going to be like, oh, I've removed them. They're shit. I don't want to play.
This game doesn't need small modes. Or like in the reverse, like me being like, Battlefield doesn't need conquest. Just because I don't necessarily vibe with conquest for all of the experiences that I want to have. Like, I'm not a conquest hater. I enjoy conquest, but like typically I'm going to go to the short modes because I don't have as much time dedicated to getting in like 1 or 2 games. Like, I'd want to get like 4 or 5 in the night kind of thing. But I think it's fair for someone to be like, hey, I don't want these experiences in my game, and I'm concerned that it's going to take over the spotlight. I think that's a fair concern to have, but I don't think seeing this game in the state that it's in is necessarily the sign of the end times. And I think a lot of it too is just I think a certain degree of the hate is also just bots. Like, I'm becoming more and more like tinfoil hat kind of theories of a lot of the hate campaigns on the game. Like, it just all of the internet, I think, is probably half of it's bots.
Have you? Yeah, I'm sure you have. Have you heard of dead internet theory?
I have that more and more bots are going to be creating.
Like, it's crazy. It sounds like a conspiracy theory when you first hear it. I genuinely believe that is a thing. Like, I look at some of the stuff I see online. There's no way a human wrote that. There's not a chance someone sit there like writing that out and sent it. Like, they can't be. If there is, our population is doomed. Like, we will not survive.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do just with like just kind of like I'm trying to think of like the best way to kind of put this out, but like ultimately there's just a level of monetization of hatred that is becoming like if you can find a way, whether you believe it or not, and I think more and more likely most people just do not believe the things that they're putting on the internet, and it is just a way to get engagement. I think there's just this shift on content creation on social media that has been coming for a while, and we're just now seeing it in the game space to a large degree.
I agree. I think it's I think these days, like, so many people are just contrarians. Like, they just want to be different. They just want to be like, oh, well, you all like this game, but I don't. I'm better than you. I hate it. I genuinely believe people just think that way, and I'm not. I don't understand why or how, in what universe that would be fun. Like, could not imagine being like that, because for me it's the opposite. I want, if people like stuff, I'm like, oh, what's this? This looks cool. I'm gonna jump in. And I hope I like it too, because then I can join in the fun. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how everyone doesn't see it that way, but obviously everyone's different. It is what it is. But I like you said, I think especially in the sort of content creation space too, I think a lot of people know that like the negative stuff does get more clicks. I know it. Whenever I've had videos where I do have an actual concern with something, I will make a video on it, because I'm like, well, I know this is going to get views, and if I have a negative opinion, I may as well say it. I'm not doing it to be like a hater. I'm just, that's my opinion, so I may as well milk it while it's there, because generally I do have the more positive opinion. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say on the other side too, like as equally as I dislike the consistent like hating it and be contrarian for contrarian's sake, I also don't like the toxic positivity side of things of like everything is the best. It's like we are in like we can say this thing is incredible and also say it needs these things. We don't have to say like all of the bugs are great and like everything's awesome. Like no, that doesn't sound fun. That's not genuine to the human experience. So I think there's just this like as we go further along, there's just more and more focus on one feeling and then the other feeling.
People are unable to like have a balanced opinion. You are allowed to really like something and hate a part of it. That's fine. Like that is completely normal. It's the same as like everyone who's in a relationship. Like I'm sure everyone listening to this, if you've got a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you love them very much, and there's just one thing that they do that's a bit annoying, and that's fine. It doesn't mean you hate them all of a sudden. You still love them. It's just one little negative to their personality or to their habits or whatever. You know what I mean? It's not. We don't have to be like blindly in one direction. You don't have to blindly hate or blindly love things. You can actually have a differing opinion on different parts of certain things. So that does annoy me too. The whole, oh, this Battlefield's great and you can't say anything bad about it or else you're a hater. That is also annoying. I do think a lot of that comes from like people maybe not being able to, it's like people get attached to it. And so if you really like Battlefield 6 and then someone's talking about it, you kind of want to like defend it. And I get
There's
that
an attachment to the game as part of your individual identity that I think as a whole we've been seeing more of this, like more so on this like focus of a criticism of this media is a criticism of myself when like why are you defending, like this happens a lot in Star Wars, like as equally as there is the toxic fandom, there's the toxic positivity fandom, and any criticism, either accurate or inaccurate, is an attack on the individual instead of a large corporation with millions of people and billions of dollars behind them. Like this is, and like I can understand like having a love of something and tying your identity to it. But like I came to the conclusion a while ago that I'm not necessarily going to tie my individual worth or identity to a piece of work that I do not make or create.
Yeah.
And I think it would be healthier if more and more people felt that way.
Yeah. I think that's what this whole thing kind of boils down to, is just like people get, it's almost like too attached to their opinion, and it becomes personality. It becomes, I don't like Battlefield and I need everyone to know that, and I need to constantly let it be known, or vice versa. I love Battlefield and anyone who tries to, have a go at it, I'm going to defend it. And it's like, neither of those are how you should be treating it. You should be able to like something, and then if someone's criticizes it, you can kind of go, yeah, that's a fair point. Or even if you disagree, it's not about always agreeing with each other. It's just like, I see people complain about a part of Battlefield and I'm like, yeah, I don't really agree, but fair enough. Mm-hmm. Like,
interesting reaction.
Yeah. It's just, yeah, exactly. Like everyone's going to have different opinions. And I think that the state of the internet now is that it's like people need to let their opinion be known. And I think that's not really, I think that's like a downside to social media, because that's not really how humans have been until the last 10, 15 years really, where you must say your opinion. Because to be fair, I was a bit like that when I first entered the YouTube space, because I was kind of
I need to share every thought that I have.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like you're trying to make your way on the internet and you're like, oh, like this person said an opinion, I'll disagree with that on Twitter and I'll reply. But like nowadays I'm like, I just don't care if someone disagrees with what I think or vice versa. I'm like, yep, that is 100% fine. Unless it's like there are situations where there's like, if someone is like I like Hitler, I'd probably be like, I'm not sure that's something you should be saying. You know what I mean? Like there's opinions you probably objectively shouldn't have, but when it comes to gaming, like none of it's that deep. It's so you think there shouldn't be a BR and I do. Like who cares? None of it. We're all gonna work and have families and die. None of this is that deep, bro. It's a video game at the end of the day.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's just a game, bro.
Yeah.
And you can find a lot of value in a game. You can find a lot of identity in a game. You can find a lot of connection and community through video games. Like not necessarily like devaluing that aspect of things. But
because I agree with that 100%. Like you and I.
Yeah, we're doing this podcast because of video games.
Yeah, exactly. Same with Star Wars. Like we went out to Japan. We care about a franchise that much that we went out to a whole other country to go to a convention. So it's not to say, because I do get the whole thing of like, to some people it's kind of more than a game. It's their escape from the world, and I agree with all of that. But it also, you don't have to. You can have that while also not having to like fight people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't have to defend a corporation. Like you don't have to do all of these things. You can just say, hey, I may love this game unequivocally, and that's fine. Or you can say, hey, this is a problem. You don't necessarily have to speak all of that all of the time.
Yeah.
It's fine. But thanks for joining this episode of the Philosophy Podcast with Sage and Sammy.
We went way off tangent.
Let us know your conversation. Thoughts. Exactly. Yeah, this is what kind of happens before the recording most of the time, or after the recording.
Yeah, often both.
Yes. But let us know your thoughts on the Battle Royale in Battlefield 6, Battlefield Redacted Sector, or REDSEC. Don't necessarily like the name. I like Redacted Sector. I don't like REDSEC.
Yeah, it's very nitpicky to me. I really wish it had a cooler name personally. I just think like,
just imagine like Battlefield Firestorm.
Yeah, something cool like that. It would have been really cool. I just think like, for example, right, I'm trying to get some of my mates who we play Warzone together to try this new one, and it's a bit, they're very like, they're not so much gamers, so that Warzone's the one they've kind of come up on, and therefore they don't like change. So it's a bit of it's a hard thing to convince them, hey, come and play this game REDSEC with me. They're like, what is that? That does not sound good at all. If it was Firestorm, I bet they'd be like, oh, that sounds dope. What's that game?
Yeah, come play REDSEC with me.
What? So it's very nitpicky, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. And if the game ends up really good in a couple of years, we'll look back and be like, it'll be an iconic name. Same as like PUBG. That's not a good name, but it has become that. But yeah, man, Firestorm was right there. I know, I get it. I'm sure they didn't want to have
trying to make a turnover new leaf.
Yeah, yeah. Just something cool. Like REDSEC ain't that cool. Redacted Sector's cool.
Yeah, Redacted Sector.
Like that's cool, but that's obviously too long. But like, yeah, I just think something that rolls off the tongue and instantly like hooks you. Because like Warzone is like that. Warzone sounds sick. Like that is such a cool name. Firestorm, dope name. Blackout, awesome name. Like REDSEC just ain't, it can't really hang with those in terms of the name, but it is very nitpicky. At the end of the day, it's like,
yeah, it doesn't matter.
I don't.
It's
really
just a game,
care.
bro.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, it doesn't matter. But just thought I would add that in there.
Doesn't matter, but I must say my opinion.
I have to say my opinion.
And if you disagree, I hate you and your whole family.
Exactly, yeah. But let us know in the comments below if you're watching this on YouTube, or contact uplinkpodcast.com. Check out SammyBoii's YouTube channels. He's got some great content going up there. If you're into Star Wars, check out Star Wars Uplink. And as always, we'll see you later, video gamers.